Hello YouTube, LJ Draco here. Yes, I'm sorry that I didn't do a video for Wednesday, like a 3D movie review. It's because yesterday, if you watched the video I uploaded earlier this morning, we went to the cinema yesterday to see Yu-Gi-Oh! The Dark Side of Dimensions, and this is the review based on that. I was going to do like a cheesy intro to this video, but I kind of felt let down by the movie to give it an intro that was worth it. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, I know half, or probably the majority of my subscribers and friends don't give a damn about this video. But you guys know my opinions on things, and just, yeah. Anyway, this isn't a 3D movie because they didn't show it in 3D, unfortunately. They only showed it in 2D, and I'm not going to do a big review on this movie. I'm just going to talk 5 minutes about the actual plot of this movie, and then the reasons why I don't like it. So basically, this is set a bit more... It's still in the original series of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's still the original cast, so you still got Yugi, Kaiba, Joey, Tristan, Taya, Bakura, Mokuba, Duke Devlin. It's all the original cast members and stuff, but with a twist, as usual. Now, the story, it starts off basically quite weirdly. It's Kaiba and Yami Yugi, which is the pharaoh, are having a duel, and Kaiba wins, and then you find out it was just a simulation, because Kaiba's invented this new dueling system where you can use your brain waves to recreate opponents or scenery that look far better or equal to the original object. So we get a teaser thinking that he's fighting the pharaoh, but actually he's not, it's just a simulation. Kaiba and Joey were the only two really great things about this movie. Without Kaiba and Joey, the movie would have been extremely flat. Let's just going back into the story. Then it's all the gang meet up at school. They're talking about their graduation. And they realise that there's been this kid in their class for a year called Aigami. And then one day Joey and Yugi see Aigami getting bullied by this little group of thugs. So Joey jumps down and like defends him, and they talk to him, and then they realise that they know Aigami, they know this kid, but they just can't remember why. They don't remember him, but they know him. And then, in fairness, you never find out because they never bring back to that point. Yeah, what happens is Aigami meets the thugs, because the thug turns around to him when he leaves and says, meet me at the abandoned like subway station or the abandoned building. So they meet up, and they all threaten to basically to beat the hell out of Aigami. And Aigami starts laughing. He pulls out this ancient box. And then basically sends him to a different dimension, and you find out that Aigami is technically quite evil. Skip ahead in the story. The prophecy is that Aigami and a bunch of his friends were given this ancient power by their master, which from the original series was Shizu. Right, Shizu. He's this guy that helped Yugi unlock the power of the Millennium Puzzle. And he gave them the power and said if the Pharaoh was to ever return, they'd all lose their abilities. So Aigami made it in his power to stop the Pharaoh from being brought back. Now, if you watch the original series, the pyramid was destroyed because Yugi put it back in the ancient stone tablet along with the other Millennium items. The Pharaoh went home. The Millennium Puzzle was destroyed, but Kaiba dug it out because Kaiba wants to face the Pharaoh because the Pharaoh is the only one equal enough to fight him. Yes. That was a lot to say, but it had to be said. As I'm pretty sure there's people watching this video around going, but you know, that was the story. Kaiba wants the Pharaoh so he can prove that Kaiba's better. There was a whole lot of new cards, a whole lot of new monsters. I'm pretty sure a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh fans were all excited for. Me, I'm an originalist. I love the original series. I love the original artworks. I love the original designs. They butchered Obelisk the Tormentor. He looks nothing like the original, and for that, I hate that. They've made a whole bunch of new Blue Eyes cards when there's just the original Blue Eyes, and they changed the artwork again, and they've even got Blue Eyes Alternate, or Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon. I'll put the image of the original Blue Eyes, my favourite from the original series, and I'll put the new alternative thing. I just skip ahead. Basically, they tried to copy Pyramid of Light, where the guy with the magical powers then becomes this weird-ass ancient beast which only worked for Pyramidal Light because it made sense, because in Pyramidal Light he was facing Anubis, and Anubis came in human form and then turned into a giant dog form, which made sense considering Anubis in Egypt's history was the dog. Um, in this, it just made no sense. It just Aigami became this weird ass creature due to the power of the Millennium Ring and the box. Yeah, that's all I'm talking about this movie, because this movie, I tell you, the only bits that were worth watching was any scene that had Kaiba and any scene that had Joey. The rest of the movie, even the duels that didn't involve Kaiba or Joey, seemed flat. Joey wasn't really in any duels, but Joey's scenes are always great, even from the original series. Joey's just an awesome, funny character. But the movie itself was really poorly edited. It was really poorly thought out, which makes me angry because Yu-Gi-Oh! The past two movies, I love. Pyramid of Light is still the best Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie to exist. Bonds Beyond Time was plausible. I quite liked it. There was a lot of things about that movie that was wrong, but it was enjoyable, it was fun, and the 3D made it so much better. Now, this movie does have a lot of moments where it looks like the 3D will make it better, but then, you know, it's really only for the fact that the 3D will make it better I'll ever buy it. It wouldn't actually be for the interest of the story. But if the 3D is good, then I will watch it again and probably own it. But yeah, I've not heard anything about this even getting a DVD or Blu-ray or 3D Blu-ray release. There's been nothing online about this ever being released onto an actual physical platform at all. But the movie itself, overall, you take out Kaiba and you take out Joey, and this movie is just an awful, awful fail. The duels were quite boring. The Dimension duels were just stupid. None of it made sense. It was all horrible. The new characters were just dumb. And it made me kind of hate Yu-Gi-Oh! While watching it. It may have also been because I had a really bad migraine while watching this. Me and my partner were both suffering really bad headaches. But we just really did not enjoy this movie. There was a couple of scenes where we all the whole theatre was packed other than 2 empty seats next to me. But like, there were some bits where people were even groups of bikers sitting in front of me, kind of like going completely original on the movie, going, hang on, that's not an original card. Why have they made another one? And like, Kaiba uses Assault Wyvern, which was only released in the 5D set. Now I know I'm right about this because I had never seen Assault Wyvern until 5Ds came out. And the guy in front of me goes, that's a 5Ds card. No, you put that one back. That's 2 generations ahead of its time. Put it back. Sorry. But I like how he got involved and like he was angry about it. And like they changed the artworks again, and like the guy was like, nah, come on. Just it was stupid. But it's nice to see these people getting involved. It was great. But yeah, yeah, it's just a really bad. It was only worth watching for Kaiba and for Joey, and I said if it ever does get a 3D release, definitely going to purchase it. 'Cause I'm pretty sure the 3D for that will be just as good as its predecessor, the Bonds Beyond Time. Yeah, if the 3D's like this, then the movie will look slightly better. It will look better, but the movie will still be quite bad. But in fairness, after watching that Abomination yesterday and feeling quite let down, and I know there's probably some Yu-Gi-Oh fans out there who might watch this and go, what are you talking about? It was actually a really great movie. It wasn't a Yu-Gi-Oh movie that I enjoyed. I'm not saying it's a bad Yu-Gi-Oh movie. There are some there's like 40 to 50% of enjoyable moments, but then the rest was just a letdown. And I'm pretty sure people can agree with me. The story just seemed a bit too misshapen. It's all here and there, in and out. So instead of reliving that horrible movie memory, I'm going to watch the best Yu-Gi-Oh movie, which is the Pyramid of Light. And then after I've watched the Pyramid of Light, I'm going to watch the second best Yu-Gi-Oh movie, which is the abridged Pyramid of Light movie on YouTube. Because, the abridged. I love the original Yu-Gi-Oh series, but if you watch the original Yu-Gi-Oh abridged series, you'll be more of a fan of that. The abridged series is freaking awesome. It's so funny. It like pinpoints all the problems of Yu-Gi-Oh, but still makes Yu-Gi-Oh fun. Honestly, if you haven't seen Yu-Gi-Oh abridged, type in Yu-Gi-Oh the abridged series and look for the 70-something episodes playlist. So good. It's so good. So funny. But yeah, so after that, I'm going to have to watch the original Yu-Gi-Oh movie because this was the much better one out of the 3. More fun, more enjoyable to watch, especially from a Yu-Gi-Oh fan like myself. It just speaks more to the heart. Now, I know during that movie, they also made 2 new cards, but they weren't redesigns of the originals. They still used the original Dark Magician, and they still used the original Blue Eyes. But what they made was they made Sorcerer of Dark Magic, which was like the older magician of Dark Magician, like the more like the master of Dark Magician. And then they made Blue Eyes Shining Dragon, which was more suited to Kaiba, which was more like a technological Blue Eyes. And back then they were cool. They were like movie exclusives. I did not like what they did with Obelisk the most. I mean, I'll put him. This is the original Obelisk I'm going to put here, and then this is the remake Obelisk that they used for the movie. It just doesn't look right. It looked really bad. And I don't like the new monsters, cubic monsters that they use for the movie. The cubic monsters are terrible and stupid. Made no sense. They're all just pointless. So I'm going to give the movie a rating. And the movie rating is it's going to be a D. I'm not going to give it a D- because there was at least 40 to 50% of the movie good. But rewatchability, even if it comes out on 3D, I'm probably only going to watch it once in 3D. So the rewatchability rate is very low. So I'm giving it a D. Yeah, it just was a very poorly thought out movie. Very poorly thought out. Which sucks because Yu-Gi-Oh! Usually has some great ideas. But they could have done much better with this story. The story could have been a lot better. And it's just kind of disappointing to a Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan. Yes, that's the end of this video. I'm really sorry. I know you guys don't give two craps about Yu-Gi-Oh! Out there, but you know, hey, it's a film about a series that I love, and there's plus two better movies. Do you know what I'm going to do, though? When I can, I'm going to actually do reviews on both of these in, like, one video. Because these two movies actually deserve proper reviews. Hang on. No, I've already done Bonds Beyond Time, I think. If I've already done Bonds Beyond Time, which I'm pretty sure I did, I'm definitely going to do a Pyramid of Light review. Just because of how awesome this movie was. I really enjoyed it. It was really fun. And considering this came out 13 years ago, it was just incredible. Anyway, guys, that is the end of this video. I hope you do enjoy this video. And if you do, please show your support by clicking that subscribe button down below. And don't forget to strike the like for future videos. And I will see you next time.